Scrappy friends, it's Melinda here with you today, and thank you ever so much for stopping by my channel. I have got another new share for you for Cut to You, and I'm using this Brace Yourself cut file. I am using it as a cover page for, I think it's going to end up being a whole album by itself, if I'm honest, but it's for my, my new Smile mini album, I guess. And yeah, this is going to be my cover page. So I've cut this cut file on textured white cardstock. It's a little bit smaller than 5 inches across. I think it worked out to about 4.5 inches across, maybe a bit bigger. And as I was looking at it after it was cut, I was trying to work out exactly what I was going to do with it, because I really like it and I think it's a perfect way to start my album. But I really didn't want to muck around backing all of the little pieces of those open parts of the letters. So I went straight back into my Silhouette software. For once, I didn't close it down immediately, so I still had the cut file on the screen. I was able to do an offset, remove all the internal lines, and then cut basically a shadow for this cut file. And you can see I'm just doing my best to stick this in the center of that pattern paper that I have cut my shadow from. I'm using more of the Tracy Reed My Story Matters collection. I may end up using this collection for the entire album. I'm not sure yet. I have been known to change my mind once or twice, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, I did leave this whole process in for you so you could see that I just did it a little bit at a time. I just added a little bit of glue to the cut file and then pressed it down, making sure to get rid of any excess glue that's smooshed out underneath, and that is good to go. As I was looking at it, I kind of thought, oh, I think I need to add something else here, so I've grabbed a white gel pen and I'm colouring in all of the internal parts of these letters. Now, it's not particularly obvious on the video here, but it gives a really sketchy kind of coloured in look for these letters, which I really like. I didn't want it to be solid like white paint, so I'm really happy with how this looked. And yeah, so I'm just going to colour those in. It does have like the pen lines, like I said, it's a bit sketchy looking, but I really like the way that it looks, and I really feel like it just it makes this title just a little bit more more easy to read, and just a bit more pop, I think, is what I'm thinking of, without lots of fussing, and without I did contemplate making the whole cut, like the Brace Yourself, the white bit, I did contemplate popping that up, and then I just went nope. You could cut that multiple times and then line it up and carefully glue it together, but that's just out of my forte, so I just didn't do that. But there is my title. So I'm going to flip that over and add some foam tape to the back. This is the Big Mama foam tape. I think this is number 2. It's got more height, from Spiegelmum Scraps. Again, if you want any of this, I have a link in my description box below. It is an affiliate link. I do get a little bit of extra spending money if you do choose to shop there. So what I've done off camera is I've printed a large photo of myself. This photo was actually taken the day I went in for surgery to have my 8 teeth removed. And you can see I've printed that fairly large. This is going to a Traveler's Notebook album by Citrus Twist. They're fantastic little albums. I love them. And the right hand side, you can see I'm working on that now. It's actually going to be a fold out page. I'm just working on like the hinge. That is, I think it's 2-inch strip of paper, cardstock, that I'm scoring right down the center. I'm going to cut on an angle on the ends, and that is going to act as my hinge here. So on the inside there, I've got all my journaling, and then next to that I've got the Traveler's Notebook signature, which is the cameras, which I really love. You can see I'm trying to get this so that I can line it up and make sure that it all sits exactly how I want it. if I can find my album, I can read my journaling. I stick that down. I am going to make sure I use red line tape for that as well, because it is outside of the page protector. I do want to make sure that it's going to stay stuck. So I'm just going to stick all my bits together. Just grab my album so I can read you the journaling. So when you open that up, it says, "This one photo and moment in time captures so many emotions for me. As I waited for my turn to roll around to go under, I couldn't help but think and feel. This is the very last time that my smile will look like this, ever. This is the smile that I grew up with and grew into. This is the smile that I had on my face when I graduated high school, when I said yes to Alan. The smile I had when I said I do. The smile I had when I learned we were going to be parents, when we met Jacob and then Hunter. The smile that has managed to say 1,000 words without me actually saying a single thing, without me actually saying a single thing a million times. The smile that is on approximately a gajillion photos on my hard drive and in my scrapbook pages. The smile that makes up a million trillion happy memories in my memory. I've had so many people, both before the changes started happening and since, that have asked me why. That have told me that my teeth aren't that bad, or I wouldn't even know if you hadn't said anything. But the thing that they don't know is that I'm not doing this for the way it will change my face. I was totally unprepared for even the idea of my face changing when my orthodontist said, also casually, "We'll make your face symmetrical." In that moment, that was July 2020, I realised for the first time as a nearly 40-year-old woman that I'm totally okay with the way my face looks, totally okay with it. And the very prospect of doing something so drastic that it would change my face certainly gave me pause for a hot minute. But this moment in time is here, and this is the very last time that my smile will look exactly like this. I still don't love the idea of changing the way my face looks, but I'm all in for the many, many other benefits that will come with my new smile. So yeah, I wanted to get that documented because it's exactly how I felt as I waited and I waited and I waited. But this is the public system, and we are very lucky to have the system that we do have. So yes, this is the opening of this album. I've stuck down my two Traveller's Notebook signatures. So the inside one is obviously the cameras. The outside one says, "I'm a storyteller and no one can tell my story like I can." Just a couple of the little tabs here. The one on the outside, I've stamped the word thoughts on. The one on the inside, I've stamped the word today. They're from a Heidi Swap Stamp Society set. Alright, now what am I doing? I made this one a little while ago. Oh, I'm going to embellish this photo just a little bit. So I've got this sticker. It says, "But first, let me take a selfie," which I thought was perfect. And I'm going to use two of these word strips. One says "for the record" and the other says "a new chapter." And I'm just going to stagger those so that they look good. Happy with how that is. And I think I stick this word strip down first, and then I stick down the circle. Yes, I'm going to add some foam tape to that. It's a really skinny foam tape that I have. I love this stuff, it's great. So I'm just going to pop that on there. And then I'm going to stick the other word strip down. I'm going to add a couple of small embellishments on here as well. Then I'm going to go back and finish the cover. I have kept most of this footage in. I found that I actually got clearing this after I did my other page. It was a sketch. I'll make sure I link that in the top corner for you. But I had all these supplies still on my desk, and I knew that I really wanted to start telling this story in some way, shape, or form. I wasn't exactly sure what form that was going to take or what it was going to look like. But then when I had, like I said, these supplies on my desk, I was like, this is what I want to do. So I just rolled with it and got creating with what I had left on my desk. And I'm really happy with how this all came together in the end. You can see I have trimmed off these little bits of the flower, and I'm just trying to find a home for them rather than waste them. And I get one in, and I think the other one I don't. My little butterflies here, these are little brass butterflies from Stampin' Up. They're really cute. And I kind of thought, change, butterfly, that old metaphor. Just trying to work out exactly where I want them. And that is those two pages done. So what am I going to do? Oh, so I did print out this photo. It is a a Disney cartoon. It's not officially Disney. It's a cartoon of me, and I thought this is an interesting, like, just something different and fun and casual without being really serious. Especially with that title, Brace Yourself. I was like, yeah, that can be read so many different ways. So I'm just going to add, I think, just the one photo layer behind. It's not a photo layer. The one photo map behind that, just that pink pattern paper. So you can see how that fits onto my page there. I love this yellow pattern. It is absolutely gorgeous. I did print that one on textured white cardstock. And I'm going to pull out my T-square ruler, I think. Oh no. Next, I'm going to go with, so down the bottom, that sticker says, "This deserves to be told," and then at the top, I've obviously got this camera. These cameras with the florals are absolutely gorgeous. So this is the collection, I think, that Tracy Reed designed recently, that Tracy Reed and Zoe from Coco Vanilla Studio worked together with to create the new-ish, I think it's called Storyteller Collection by Coco Vanilla Studio. So if it's looking familiar to you, that's why. Coco Vanilla have taken a lot of the artwork from this and worked with Tracy Reed to create their own collection, which is absolutely stunning as well. Yeah. So T-square ruler, I want to make sure that it's nice and straight. I want to make sure everything is nice and stuck as well. These cameras are beautiful. I love them. It's one of my favourite things from this collection. Again, red line tape, because I want to make sure things are stuck. And then the last thing that I'm going to do that you're going to see is I'm going to pop these pages into the album and flip through that quickly for you. Okay, so they just go straight in there. I'm really, really happy with how that looks. Just the other night, actually, I sat in my craft room and I created the back of that openable page. So yes, I'm really happy with how that's coming together. I think I'm not going to share everything that I create for this album, but I can do a flip through if anyone is interested. Tell me though, one last question before I go. Do you scrapbook yourself or have a multitude of photos of a particular story or theme in your life? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for choosing to stop by and spend your scrappy time with me. I hope you've enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in my next process video.